The New York Times reports that Donald Trump owns a rental arbitrage business and it's under crisis. Even crazier than that, what they're doing about it is going to blow your mind. Let's talk about it. This is awesome. I've lost it, by the way. I'm still losing it reading this article. This just came out a couple hours ago. The New York Times reports. Let me do a shout out to the writers on this. Ben Protes, Steve Etter, and David Enrich. You guys are awesome. Thank you for blowing this one up. So let's kind of get to the bottom of it. You know, Donald Trump owns hotels. Makes a lot of sense. I was recently in New York just before the coronavirus pandemic just like completely tore New York apart, and I learned that Donald Trump did like some real slick stuff, like buying air rights over all the top of like these buildings, so that way if somebody wanted to build a high-rise, they had to pay Donald Trump. He's always done some slick stuff, right? But I didn't know that he was rental arbitrage slick. Donald Trump owns a hotel brand in Washington, D.C. on Pennsylvania Avenue, but the building is owned by the government, so he has a lease payment for his hotel. So what that means is Donald Trump is renting a building at one price and then breaking it up and selling it in little pieces at a higher price. Essentially what our Airbnb operators, what myself and other Airbnb operators have been doing for years. This is rental arbitrage. Isn't that crazy? To think that a hotel conducts rental arbitrage. It's funny because we just all got into this because it was easy before the coronavirus epidemic, and we didn't really think that a hotel could be doing arbitrage themselves. But what they're doing about the fact that they're having a hard time paying rent is probably the craziest part of this. So the article talks about a ton, there's a ton of information here. So to save you some time, I'll put the link in the description. But the article talks about two things I want to cover. First, their biggest creditor is Deutsche Bank. And they have about $300 million in debt with Deutsche Bank currently with this hotel and a couple other projects. But compared to other hoteliers, their amount of debt is actually kind of low. So they're hoping that it could go in their favor as they ask Deutsche Bank to stop making payments on their loans right now. They want to stop servicing their loan, and they want Deutsche Bank to say, okay, that's cool. So that's number one. But Donald Trump's son runs this hotel in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump's son asked the Trump administration for rent relief. So the nature of this relationship here is that the Trump administration has the authority to grant rent relief on this government building to Trump's business. Trump owns the business, but his son runs it. This is going to create a completely wild conflict of interest here because, of course, if the administration tells Eric Trump no, then maybe Donald Trump will get angry because they shut his son down on requesting some rent relief. But then if they give Donald Trump's business, run by Eric, this rent relief, then of course the Trump administration is going to come under fire for like playing favorites here. So this is going to get crazy. This is not going to be the last article on this. It's impossible for it not to be. So for those of you who rental arbitrage, just know you're in the same business as Donald Trump now. I'm not going to make any political statements on this video. You don't need my political opinion, but gosh, this is fun. So thank you for watching Airbnb Automated. I look forward to hearing your responses in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think Donald Trump's hotel is going to survive this crisis? Do you think Airbnb hosts are going to survive this crisis? Do you think if Donald Trump bails out his son and his business, that Airbnb operators like us might get a bailout too? Where do you think it will start and where do you think it will end? Put it in the comments, leave it down there. I will see you in the comments. Thank you for watching Airbnb Automated, and I will see you on the other side.